Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about something that is silently holding you back. Your limits, your fear, your doubt, and your excuses. These things are not outside you. They are inside your mind. And until you remove them, your life will not change. The truth is simple. You are capable of much more than you think. But your fear stops you. Your doubt weakens you. Your excuses slow you down. In this video, we will learn powerful lessons on how to kick off these limits and take control of your life. Lesson 1. Your limits are created by your mind. The first and most important truth is this. Most of your limits are not real. They are created by your mind. Many people believe they cannot do something. They say, "I am not good enough. I cannot do this. This is too difficult for me." But these are not facts. They are thoughts. And thoughts are not always true. For example, imagine you want to do something new. Before you even try, your mind starts creating limits. It tells you that you will fail. It tells you that you are not ready. Because of this, you stop. But the truth is, you never tested your ability. You stopped because of a thought. Another important truth is that your mind tries to protect you. It wants you to stay safe. It wants you to avoid failure. So it creates limits. But safety is not growth. If you always stay safe, you will never improve. Another powerful point is that limits disappear when you take action. When you try something, you realize it is not as difficult as you imagined. Your fear reduces. Your confidence increases. Another important lesson is to question your limits. Ask yourself, is this really impossible? Or am I just afraid? Most of the time, it is fear, not reality. Another powerful benefit is self-belief. When you break one limit, you start believing in yourself. You realize that you are capable. This creates confidence. Another important truth is that limits grow when you avoid them. If you keep avoiding challenges, your limits become stronger. But if you face them, they become weaker. Another powerful point is that your environment can influence your limits. If you are surrounded by negative thinking, your limits increase. But if you surround yourself with growth mindset, you improve. Another important lesson is to take small steps. You do not need to break all limits at once. Start small. Each small success builds confidence. Another powerful benefit is growth. When you remove limits, you open new opportunities. You try new things. You learn new skills. Another important truth is that your past does not define your future. Just because you failed before does not mean you will fail again. You can improve. You can grow. The truth is simple. Your limits are not real. They are created by your thoughts. And when you challenge those thoughts, your limits begin to disappear. That is the first step to becoming stronger and unstoppable. Lesson 2. Fear is not the enemy. Running away is. The second powerful truth is this. Fear is not your enemy, but running away from it is. Many people think fear is the problem. They try to remove fear completely. They wait to feel fearless. But this is not possible. Fear will always be there. Even strong people feel fear. Even successful people feel fear. The difference is not fear. The difference is how you respond to it. For example, imagine you want to do something important. Your mind creates fear. What if I fail? What if people judge me? This feeling is normal, but now you have two choices. You can run away, or you can move forward. If you run away, you feel safe for a moment. But your fear becomes stronger. Next time, it will stop you again. But if you face it, something changes. Your fear becomes smaller. Your confidence becomes stronger. Another important truth is that fear is a signal. It shows that something matters. It shows that you are stepping outside your comfort zone. And growth always happens outside comfort. Another powerful point is that fear creates energy. When you feel fear, your body becomes alert. Your focus increases. Your mind becomes active. This is not weakness. This is power. You just need to use it correctly. Another important lesson is action reduces fear. When you think too much, fear grows. But when you act, fear reduces. For example, before doing something, fear feels big. But once you start, you realize it is manageable. Another powerful benefit is confidence. Each time you face fear, you prove to yourself that you can handle it. This builds self-belief. Another important truth is that avoiding fear creates regret. When you do not try, you always think, "What if I had tried?" This creates regret. But when you try, even if you fail, you learn. You grow. Another powerful point is that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action despite fear. Strong people are not fearless. They are courageous. Another important lesson is to start small. You do not need to face your biggest fear immediately. Take small steps. Each step reduces fear. Another powerful benefit is mental strength. When you face fear again and again, your mind becomes stronger. You become more stable. You handle pressure better. Another important truth is that fear often looks bigger in your mind than in reality. Your imagination creates worst-case scenarios, but reality is usually simpler. Another powerful point is consistency. Facing fear once is not enough. You must do it again and again. This builds habit. The truth is simple. Fear is not stopping you. Your reaction to fear is stopping you. If you run away, fear controls you. If you face it, you control it. When you learn to face fear, you break one of the biggest limits in your life. And that is how you become stronger, braver, and unstoppable. Lesson 3. Doubt weakens you. Action strengthens you. The third powerful truth is this. Doubt is one of the biggest enemies of your growth. It does not stop you suddenly. It slowly weakens you. It makes you question yourself. It makes you hesitate. It makes you delay action. And slowly, it takes away your confidence. For example, imagine you want to start something important. Before you even begin, your mind creates doubt. Am I good enough? What if I fail? What if I'm not ready? These questions may feel real, but they are not facts. They are thoughts. And these thoughts stop you before you even try. Another important truth is that doubt is created by overthinking. When you think too much, your mind starts creating problems. It creates negative possibilities. It focuses on what can go wrong. Because of this, you feel confused, and confusion stops action. Another powerful point is that doubt disappears when you act. When you stay in your mind, doubt grows. But when you take action, something changes. You gain experience. You see reality, and your doubt becomes weaker. For example, if you are unsure about your ability, try something. Take a step, even a small step. That action gives you proof, and proof builds confidence. Another important lesson is that you do not need full confidence to start. Many people think, "I will start when I feel confident." But confidence comes after action, not before. You act first. Then confidence grows. Another powerful benefit is clarity. When you act, you understand things better. You learn what works. You learn what does not. This removes confusion. Another important truth is that doubt is normal. Everyone feels doubt. Even successful people feel unsure sometimes. But they do not stop. They move forward despite doubt. Another powerful point is that doubt increases when you compare yourself with others. You see someone ahead. You feel behind. You start doubting yourself. But everyone has a different journey. Comparing only creates pressure. Another important lesson is to focus on your own progress. Look at how much you have improved. Look at what you have learned. This builds confidence. Another powerful benefit is self-belief. Each time you take action despite doubt, you prove to yourself that you are capable. This strengthens your belief. Another important truth is that doubt can never be fully removed, but it can be controlled. And the best way to control it is through action. Another powerful point is discipline. When you act regularly, even when you feel unsure, you build discipline. This creates consistency. Another important lesson is to start small. You do not need to solve everything at once. Take one step, then another. This builds momentum. The truth is simple. Doubt weakens you only when you listen to it. But when you act, doubt loses its power. Action gives you proof. Proof builds confidence, and confidence removes doubt. When you understand this, you stop overthinking. You start doing. And that is when real growth begins. Lesson 4. Excuses keep you stuck. Discipline moves you forward. The fourth powerful truth is this. Excuses are the silent reason why most people never change their life. Excuses feel harmless. They sound logical. They feel comfortable. They protect you from effort. But in reality, they stop your growth. For example, people say, "I don't have time. I am not ready yet. I will start tomorrow." These statements feel real, but they are not solutions. They are delays, and delay becomes a habit. Another important truth is that excuses give you temporary comfort but create long-term regret. In the moment, excuses make you feel relaxed. You avoid effort. You avoid discomfort. But later, you realize you have not moved forward. You feel stuck. This creates frustration. Another powerful point is that everyone has problems. No one has perfect conditions. No one has everything ready. If you wait for the perfect time, you will wait forever. Strong people do not wait. They start with what they have. Another important lesson is honesty with yourself. Ask yourself, is this really a problem? Or is this an excuse? This question is powerful. It helps you see the truth. Another powerful benefit of removing excuses is progress. The moment you stop making excuses, you start taking action. Even small action creates movement. Movement creates change. Another important truth is that excuses come from comfort. Your mind wants to stay safe. It wants to avoid effort. So it creates reasons to stop you. But growth requires discomfort. You must step out of comfort. Another powerful point is discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like it. This is the opposite of excuses. Excuses stop you. Discipline moves you. Another important lesson is to build small habits. Do not try to change everything at once. Start small. Be consistent. This reduces excuses. Another powerful benefit is self-respect. When you stop making excuses and start acting, you feel proud of yourself. You trust yourself. You feel stronger. Another important truth is that excuses steal your time. Every time you delay, you lose time. And lost time never comes back. Another powerful point is responsibility. When you take responsibility, you stop blaming situations. You focus on what you can do. This gives you control. Another important lesson is to act immediately. When you feel like making an excuse, take action instead. Do something small. This breaks the habit of delay. Another powerful benefit is confidence. Each time you act instead of making excuses, you build confidence. You prove to yourself that you can do it. The truth is simple. Excuses keep you stuck. Discipline moves you forward. If you keep making excuses, nothing will change. But if you act, even in small ways, your life will start moving. When you remove excuses, you remove one of the biggest limits in your life. And when you build discipline, you create real progress. That is how you become stronger and unstoppable. Lesson 5. Take action, even when you don't feel ready. The fifth powerful truth is this: you will never feel completely ready, and that is why you must take action anyway. Many people delay their growth because they are waiting for the right time. They think, I need more confidence. I need more knowledge. I need better conditions. But this perfect moment never comes. There's always something missing. There's always some fear. There's always some doubt. If you keep waiting to feel ready, you will stay stuck. For example, imagine you want to start something important. Your mind says, not now. You are not ready yet. So you wait. Days pass. Nothing changes. This is how people lose opportunities. Another important truth is that readiness is created through action. You do not become ready first. You become ready by doing. Each step you take teaches you something. Each experience improves you. Another powerful point is that starting is always difficult. The first step feels uncomfortable. It feels uncertain. But after you begin, things become easier. Your mind adjusts. You gain clarity. Another important lesson is that progress is more important than perfection. Many people try to be perfect before they start. They want everything to be right. But perfection delays action. Progress moves you forward. Even small progress is powerful. Another powerful benefit is learning. When you take action, you learn from real experience. You understand what works and what does not. This is better than thinking too much. Another important truth is that fear reduces after action. Before starting, fear feels big. But once you begin, it becomes smaller. This is because action removes uncertainty. Another powerful point is confidence. Confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you build. Each action increases your confidence. Another important lesson is to focus on the present step. Do not think about the whole journey. Just focus on what you can do now. This makes it easier to start. Another powerful benefit is momentum. When you take one step, it becomes easier to take the next. This creates flow. Another important truth is that delay creates regret. If you do not act, you will always wonder, what if I had started? But when you act, you move forward. Even if you fail, you learn. Another powerful point is courage. Courage means acting even when you feel fear and doubt. Strong people are not ready. They just start. Another important lesson is to remove pressure. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to begin. This makes action easier. Another powerful benefit is growth. When you act, you grow. When you grow, your limits break. The truth is simple. You will never feel 100% ready, but you do not need to. All you need is to start. Take the first step, then the next. When you stop waiting and start acting, your life begins to change. That is how you break limits, remove fear, and move forward. Lesson 6. Consistency beats everything. The sixth powerful truth is this: consistency is more powerful than talent, motivation, or even intelligence. Many people start with high energy. They feel motivated. They take action for a few days. They work hard in the beginning. But after some time, they stop. They lose focus. They lose discipline. And because of this, they do not see results. The problem is not ability. The problem is inconsistency. For example, imagine two people. One works very hard for 2 days and then stops. The other works a little every day without stopping. After some time, who will be better? The second person. Because consistency creates progress. Another important truth is that success is built daily. It is not created in one big moment. It is created in small actions repeated every day. Each day may not feel important, but over time, it creates big results. Another powerful point is that consistency builds habits. When you do something daily, it becomes automatic. You do not need motivation. You do not need to think. You just act. This makes progress easier. Another important lesson is discipline over motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel energetic. Some days you feel lazy. If you depend on motivation, you will stop. But discipline keeps you going. You act even when you do not feel like it. Another powerful benefit is momentum. When you stay consistent, you build flow. It becomes easier to continue. But when you stop, it becomes difficult to start again. Another important truth is that small effort is enough. You do not need to do something big every day. Even a small step is valuable. What matters is that you do not stop. Another powerful point is that consistency reduces fear. When you act daily, your fear becomes smaller. You become comfortable. You gain experience. Another important lesson is patience. Results do not come immediately. But if you stay consistent, they will come. You must trust the process. Another powerful benefit is confidence. When you show up every day, you build trust in yourself. You know that you can rely on yourself. This creates strong confidence. Another important truth is that breaks are dangerous. When you stop for too long, you lose momentum. You feel lazy. You feel unmotivated. That is why it is important to stay regular. Another powerful point is tracking your progress. When you see your daily effort, you feel motivated. You see improvement. This keeps you going. Another important lesson is long-term thinking. Do not focus only on today. Think about where you will be after 3 months or 6 months of daily effort. This keeps you focused. The truth is simple. Consistency is the real secret of success. Not talent, not luck. If you stay consistent, you will improve. You will grow. You will break your limits. And slowly, you will become unstoppable. That is why consistency beats everything. Because small daily actions create powerful long-term results. Lesson 7. Build a strong identity. Become unstoppable. The final and most powerful truth is this. Your success is not just about what you do. It is about who you become. Many people focus only on actions. They try to work hard. They try to stay motivated. They try to improve. But they forget something very important, their identity. If your identity is weak, your actions will not last. But if your identity is strong, your actions become natural. For example, instead of saying, "I want to work hard," say, "I am a disciplined person." Instead of saying, "I want to stop making excuses," say, "I am someone who takes action." This small shift changes everything. Another important truth is that your identity controls your behavior. If you believe you are lazy, you will act lazy. If you believe you are weak, you will act weak. But if you believe you are strong, you will act strong. Your belief shapes your actions. Another powerful point is that identity removes struggle. When something becomes part of who you are, you do not need to force yourself. It becomes natural. For example, a disciplined person does not struggle to work, they just do it. Another important lesson is repetition creates identity. You do not become strong in one day. You become strong by repeating strong actions daily. Each action builds your identity. Another powerful benefit is consistency. When your identity is strong, you stay consistent. You do not depend on mood. You act based on who you are. Another important truth is that identity helps you handle challenges. When you face difficulty, your identity reminds you, I do not give up. I keep moving forward. This keeps you strong. Another powerful point is that identity removes excuses. If you see yourself as a disciplined person, excuses do not match your identity, so you stop making them. Another important lesson is self-respect. When you build a strong identity, you respect yourself. You take your goals seriously. You do not waste your time. Another powerful benefit is confidence. When you know who you are, you feel confident. You trust yourself. You believe in your ability. Another important truth is that identity gives direction. You know what kind of person you want to be. You act according to that. This creates clarity. Another powerful point is that identity is built daily. It is not created by words. It is created by actions. What you do every day becomes who you are. Another important lesson is to choose your identity carefully. Decide, I am strong, I am disciplined, I take action, and then prove it with your actions. Another powerful benefit is long-term success. When your identity is strong, your growth becomes permanent. You do not go back to old habits. The truth is simple. You do not become unstoppable by chance. You become unstoppable by building a strong identity. When you change who you are, your actions change. When your actions change, your results change. That is how you break limits, remove fear, eliminate doubt, and destroy excuses. Not just by working harder, but by becoming stronger. And when you become stronger, nothing can stop you. Your limits are not real. Your fear is not permanent. Your doubt is not the truth. And your excuses are not your reality. Everything that is holding you back can be removed, but only if you decide to change. No one is coming to push you. No one is coming to save you. This is your life, and the power is in your hands. So stop waiting. Stop doubting. Stop making excuses. Start acting. Because the moment you take control, everything begins to change. If you found this video powerful, make sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more life-changing content. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.